Have you ever fastened your seatbelt on a plane and looked around for a parachute only to find none in sight? It's a curious situation, isn't it? You're thousands of feet above the ground, in a machine that's defying gravity, and yet there's no parachute under your seat. The idea of having parachutes on commercial flights feels like a no-brainer, right? A safety net, quite literally, in the unlikely event of an emergency. But when you peek under your seat for that comforting bulge of a parachute pack, all you find are life vests and a card with emergency exit instructions. It's almost as if the airlines don't expect us to leap out into the great blue yonder. It's a puzzle, a conundrum, a genuine head-scratcher. Piqued your interest? Well, stick around as we unravel this high-flying mystery. Imagine being handed a parachute and told to jump from a plane. Would you know what to do? It's a thrilling thought, isn't it? But here's the catch. Using a parachute isn't as simple as strapping it on and leaping. It requires specific training and a certain level of expertise. The average passenger, your everyday Joe or Jane, doesn't have this training. Remember, a parachute isn't a backpack. There's more to it than just putting it on. It's about understanding wind resistance, body positioning, and pull timing. Get any of these wrong, and you're in for a world of hurt. Now imagine a plane full of untrained jumpers. The chaos that would ensue from everyone trying to jump at once could lead to collisions, tangled parachutes, and potentially even more danger than the initial emergency. So, in the event of an emergency, a lack of parachute training could turn a risky situation into a deadly one. And that's why your airline seat doesn't come with a parachute tucked under it. Ever noticed how high you're flying when you're on a plane? It's not just a few feet off the ground. We're talking about cruising altitudes that can reach 35,000 feet or higher. Now imagine trying to parachute from that height. Sounds thrilling, right? Well, not quite. You see, the average cruising altitude of commercial aircraft is far too high for safe parachute use. At such heights, the air is thin and the temperature is extremely low, both of which can pose serious risks. Hypoxia, a condition caused by lack of oxygen, can leave you unconscious even before you've had the chance to appreciate the view. And the extreme cold? Well, let's just say it's not exactly a refreshing breeze. So, while the idea of parachuting from a plane might seem like the ultimate adventure, the reality is far from it. From this height, jumping out with a parachute could be more dangerous than staying put. Did you ever think that the design of the plane itself might be a reason? Here's the deal. Most commercial aircraft are not built for rapid exits. You see, a plane in flight is a pressurized environment, and if you suddenly open a door mid-flight, it could lead to what's called explosive decompression. Imagine a soda can that's been shaken and then suddenly opened. Not a pretty picture, right? Now apply that concept to an airplane, but on a much larger scale. The sudden rush of air could cause severe physical harm to passengers and potentially damage the aircraft. Plus, the design and structure of the plane could make a safe exit challenging, if not impossible. The wings, engines, and tail could pose significant risks to someone trying to parachute out. So, the design of the plane itself is a barrier to providing parachutes to passengers. So, now you know why airlines don't hand you a parachute along with your in-flight meal. Let's take a quick flight back through the facts. First, we took a leap of faith into understanding that skydiving isn't as easy as jumping off a swing. It requires training and expertise, something that not every passenger on a flight possesses. Imagine the chaos mid-air if everyone decided to take a jump. Next, we ascended to the reality of high-altitude obstacles. The thin air, freezing temperatures, and rapid decompression are not exactly the friendly skies one might envision when thinking of skydiving. Finally, we touched down on the issue of aircraft design. Planes are meticulously engineered for safe transportation, not for rapid exits. Opening a door mid-flight could lead to catastrophic consequences. So as you can see, it's not just about handing out parachutes, it's about safety, practicality, and physics. Next time you're on a plane, remember, no parachute might just be the safest option. If you liked the video, must like it and subscribe the channel.